Hey there, this is the Nike Vomero Plus, and this is Con, right Con? And I'm Chaz, and this is our review of the Vomero Plus. All right, Connor and I are going to take a break from our little walk here, sit on this bench and talk about the specs and features of the Nike Vomero Plus. Normally I like to do the specs and features when I just take the shoe out of the box for the first time. I'm not doing that this time. I do have about 20 miles in this shoe. Most of those are made up of short base runs leading up to the Richmond Half Marathon and recovery runs after, which is great for what this shoe I think is designed for. And I will get into that when I do the shoe talk, but it will give me a little bit more insight into talking about the specs and features. I have weighed these shoes, and my left shoe in a US men's size 9.5 was 288 grams. The right shoe was 292 grams. That would be 10.1 ounces and 10.3 ounces respectively. It's about in line with what is advertised by Nike. They have advertised an approximate weight of 292 grams or 10.3 ounces for a men's US size 10. So I don't know why they use size 10 like Hoka. But my 9.5 is just under that or equal to that. Outsole, we'll go from the bottom up. They have the Nike waffle treading outsole waffle pattern, a variation of which, and that is full length. There is a little bit of a channel going around the inner part of the outsole there that allows some flexion, and when I say flexion, I think more expansion space for the ZoomX foam, but from heel to toe there is a full covering of the waffle rubber, which seems pretty stout. Unlike on the Pegasus Plus, which has a gap right in the midfoot between the waffle outsole on the forefoot and on the heel. So good marks for the outsole, I would think. And after 20 miles of wear, I don't expect to see a lot of wear, but I'm not really seeing any. Midsole is 100% ZoomX. That's what separates it from the regular Vomero, which is a dual density ZoomX and React foam midsole. This is 100% ZoomX. I want to come back to that 100% ZoomX in the particular application of it for a $180 shoe, especially when I compare it with the Pegasus Plus, which I plan to do in the shoe off. Haven't done the shoe off yet. The upper is, it seems like a dual layer mesh upper, and it fits the foot really well. So the Vomero Plus is meant to replace the Invincible series, and I think it does that while also bringing that particular line to a more traditional feel. The upper and the silhouette of the shoe, other than the fact that it's a big beefy midsole, really screams traditional shoe. And I think the fit is locked in, having tried it on. It is true to size. It's fall here, although this is pretty warm for a fall day. So I'm not really getting warm in this shoe, but I imagine, especially in this black colorway, if I were to run in this in the summer, it might get a little bit warm. Nothing special about the laces. They're standard laces. The ZoomX foam in this is a really rubbery ZoomX compound like you might have found in the more recent ZoomX shoes like Vaporfly 3 and 4, like the OG Streakfly, like the latest Pegasus Plus. So not the most propulsive and snappy from a performance standpoint, but really good from a training standpoint. It definitely is a more durable ZoomX than the original Vaporfly series. And this pull tab on the heel there is useful. Some nice puffy padding around the heel collar, good creamy padding there for a mileage shoe or a recovery shoe. The tongue is a bit thick, but I don't really notice it that much. When I'm wearing thin socks, this shoe feels great, but I can wear thick socks too, so I think this will be a really good winter runner. All right, so that's the specs and features, and we're gonna go ahead straight to the shoe off. Okay, we're gonna do a shoe off here. I have the Nike Vomero Plus, and I'm gonna compare it with the Nike Pegasus Plus, the 361 degrees Eleos, the Asics Novablast 5, the Asics GlideRide Max, the Mizuno Neo Zen, and the Brooks Glycerin Max. Okay, so I have the Nike Pegasus Plus, and the Nike Vomero Plus here. Both shoes that are kind of in the middle tier of their brackets in Nike's new system. The Vomero line is supposed to be a little bit more plush of a trainer, and the Pegasus is their standard neutral daily trainer. And in that middle tier, they both have full ZoomX midsoles, 100% PIBA. They both are $180 if you buy them full retail, full MSRP. And I'm here to tell you, if you have $180 and you're gonna buy one of these shoes, make it the Vomero Plus. You've probably seen the Nike Pegasus Plus on a lot of my shoe offs now if you watch my channel, and every time I'm like, man, this is such a disappointing shoe. So why did I bring it out today? Because it's a $180 Nike trainer with full ZoomX, just like the Vomero Plus. And even though it's a lot lighter, it's also a lot more dead. The Vomero Plus, especially when I want to run easy, like I am today, this is a double, it's just so much more inviting and more energetic, even though it's supposed to be more of the relaxing shoe. Yeah, no contest. Okay, here we are with the 361 degrees Eleos and the Nike Vomero Plus. And these shoes are a bit closer together in feel and in use case scenario. I see them both as mileage hogs. The Vomero Plus also skews towards those easy recovery days. The Eleos could do that too. They both have a single density midsole. The Vomero Plus, all ZoomX, which is PIBA, a pretty meaty, rubbery PIBA. And then the 361 degrees Eleos, it's a supercritical EVA PIBA blend. And I think it gets the most out of that blend. It certainly does it better than the blend in some of the New Balance shoes and some of the fuel cell shoes like the Rebel, because it maintains that bounce for a while. The Eleos is a little bit lighter. It's certainly cheaper. It's $35 cheaper at full price. And that is salient. That is relevant, because if you just need a mileage hog and you don't necessarily want to buy the swoosh, then the Eleos would be a good alternative. Although there certainly is more bounce back, more comfort, just a little bit more in the Vomero Plus. Okay, Novablast 5 and Vomero Plus. These are both straight up mileage hogs, neutral mileage hogs. I think that the ASICS Novablast 5 is more of just a regular daily guy that tends to also work well for recovery runs. The Vomero Plus I thought was going to be more of a recovery shoe that I could also do daily miles in. They're both equally versatile. I think the Vomero Plus is more comfortable underfoot, as in if you really want to treat yourself to some big responsive cushion, because there's 45 millimeters of ZoomX under the heel and 35 under the forefoot, whereas the Novablast, if you want something that's fewer frills, then the Novablast 5 is just fine. Both shoes you could pick it up a little bit, but they're both just good for going out and getting your dailies in, you know, especially if you want something a little softer. The Novablast 5 is cheaper. The Vomero Plus is more energetic. So there's that. But if I were just going out for 50, 60, 70 minute, maybe 90 minute easy day run, either one of these would be just as fine. Okay, I have the Nike Vomero Plus on my right foot and the ASICS GlideRide Max on my left foot. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start walking during this comparison, because the GlideRide Max is, well, I originally got it as a recovery day shoe, maybe some easy base days, something to be comfortable. That's what really drew me toward it, and it really is great for that. The Vomero Plus has that same level of comfort, where it could double as a shoe I wear to school, a shoe I take to work, or an airport shoe. So I talk about suitcase shoes a lot, and I need to do another video on just suitcase shoes for when you want to pack just one pair of running shoes in your suitcase. These are not suitcase shoes, but this is your hack to get another pair of running shoes on your trip, because it could be your airport shoe. You want something comfortable for walking around in the airport, for traveling, easy to get on and off your feet. Either one of these work. They'd also be great for work, and they have the look good with jeans quality. So this is a great shoe off to do the week after a race, because these are all comfortable shoes and I can just take it easy or take walk breaks. Anyway, the Vomero Plus is bouncier, but they both have similar levels of comfort. The GlideRide Max has a more comfortable upper. I think if I were, it's also more stable, the GlideRide Max. If I were standing around all day on my feet at work or in an airport or traveling, the GlideRide Max I'd probably still lean towards, but the Vomero Plus is a good choice to have, especially if I want that second travel shoe hack. Okay, so now I have the Nike Vomero Plus and the Mizuno Neo Zen. And a lot of people might wonder why I have the Neo Zen in this category of shoe. For a lot of people, that is a lightweight performance trainer. For me, not so much. It's a daily shoe. It's a bouncy, soft daily shoe. It's got some energy to it. But I mean, it is a little lighter than the Vomero Plus. The Vomero Plus is certainly more traditional, and I get better lockdown. Maybe if I went down a half size in the Neo Zen, that would be different. So I guess it might kind of depend on how you feel about the knit upper of the Neo Zen and how that fits with you. They both have a similar level of bounce, slightly different flavor, because the Vomero Plus has P-backs with the ZoomX foam, and the Neo Zen has a supercritical TPU with the Energy NXT. But you know, they're both good for cruising along at a bouncy base day or recovery day pace. The Neo Zen is cheaper, $30 cheaper, so there is that. And if we go back to something to wear comfortably and professionally, I know plenty of friends who are in the healthcare industry, who are always moving around and on their feet, who wear the Neo Zen. They wear a more professional color than this polka dot camo, but yeah, they're both good for that. Okay, last one, the Brooks Glycerin Max and the Nike Vomero Plus. And you cannot have a big, thick shoe review without the Glycerin Max in there. The Glycerin Max 2 has just dropped. I haven't bought it. I'm not going to buy it. And one of the reasons is because the Glycerin Max original seems like it's going to last forever. I have over 300 miles on this pair, and they feel better than they did out of the box. But I'm going to go and agree with Andrew Pose of the Midlife Runner here and say it's not what I would call a soft shoe. Is there a lot of cushion? Yes. Is there a lot of stability? Yes, that wide platform does it, but it's not a soft cushion. In fact, it does really well when you put some energy into it. So it's not the best recovery shoe, but it is a good mileage hog. And I think the Vomero Plus does that as well. But the Vomero Plus has a little more bounce energy and a little less stability. It's also cheaper, although now that the Glycerin Max 2 is coming out, the Glycerin Max 1 is going to be on sale, so there's that. But these shoes, I think, fulfill similar roles, but certainly a different ride feel, a very different ride feel. And if I were a bigger runner, I might say the Glycerin Max is the perfect recovery shoe, mileage hog. But the runner that I am, I think I'm getting maybe a little bit more enjoyment out of the Vomero Plus. Okay, let's do a shoe talk about the Nike Vomero Plus. I'm very impressed with this shoe, and I've never been a fan of the Vomero line before. Maybe the way they're stacking it in 3 tiers, like Nike has begun doing with the Vomero Plus, and the Vomero Premium. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I really liked the Nike Invincible, which is the line that the Vomero Plus is replacing, but I think the Vomero Plus kind of does it better. It's a better Invincible. It's more versatile. I feel like I can take it for more daily miles, not just soft recovery miles. I can even pick up the pace if I wanted to. I was running with some friends, and it didn't take a lot of convincing, but I also went for a segment PR on Strava because of a competition that's going on for November. And yes, having this nice beefy ZoomX midsole was energetic enough to basically do a hard 1200 uphill. So it can go fast, even though that's not what it's designed for. It can go long, it can go easy, and it's just a good mileage hog when I want recovery miles or just base day miles. And I do like the look of it. It's very traditional looking. I know that these big, beefy, thick boy midsoles are kind of en vogue now, and it doesn't look too bad just on the foot wearing casual wear. It has the look good with jeans factor. So as I'm traveling this upcoming week for Thanksgiving, this will probably be my airport shoe, and then I might have a suitcase shoe in the suitcase. Or maybe I'll just wear these to the airport and have my racing shoes in a suitcase because I'm going to do a turkey trot while I'm traveling. I have to, right? So that's my opinion of the Vomero Plus. It's definitely worth it. Another thing I learned while testing the Vomero Plus is I have no need of the Vomero Premium. I have not tried on the Vomero Premium, but as much as this shoe fits what I want it to do, I think the Premium would be too much, and I'm not willing to pay $220 some odd dollars for something that's basically a novelty or a gimmick. I like novelty, but I don't like things that are just novelty. So yeah, I endorse the Vomero Plus, and it's going to be getting a lot of daily miles. Thanks for watching my shoe review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ding the bell for notifications. Thanks, guys.